This is a class for graphic design that I built in Canvas. I designed the modules, but also the visual assets that are here. So you see the table of contents. Each one of these links to a module. So we'll go to the first module here. We now use simple syllabus, but I'm going to link in a copy of an older syllabus so you get that experience as well. And then the next page in the intro module is going to introduce the students to Pronto, the Canvas plugin for student-student interactions and engagement. And then we'll move forward into an instructional module, some objectives, a embedded video, and then a task for the students. So tasks are performed in personal journals, which could also be part of Canvas, or the student can choose to do it their own way. On this page, we see some more graphic assets that I created, and then we'll move into an embedded Padlet, so using another plugin for Canvas to really give more engagement for the students. And then module 3, we're going to get into some direct instruction using the tools from Adobe to create graphic design. First, an introduction to the principle of repetition.
Hi, today we're going to talk about the graphic design principle of repetition.
Stop that.
When people think about repetition, they usually think of patterns, like this beautiful.
Okay, and that will continue on to really give examples of repetition, how they occur in graphic design, how a designer can use them. Then we have a page of some still images showing many different ways that repetition is essential to strong graphic designs, and then another task for the students. Then we'll get into some instructional material for using Adobe InDesign and applying that to their work. Here's a picture I've gotten from Unsplash. I just dropped it right on my InDesign page. Now I'm going to make the picture box the size of the page and then tap Fit Proportional so that the photo will fill the page. But you'll see there's actually more photos, so I can move it around to really show the part I want. I can also zoom in to call attention to certain areas if I want to make a slightly different message from the same image. And I can move around, zoom in some more, and I get different compositions each time. I can also reduce the size of the picture box so that I have some area around the page as well. So you can see there's quite a lot you can do with one image to create many different messages. Okay, so the module continues with a task and then with a client project. So the client project is collaborative. We'll be working with another student. That's where they'll be using Pronto. And then again, there's a Padlet for sharing their work. Then wrapping up module 3, reviewing the objectives in the checkout, and moving forward to module 4. Each module going forward follows the same pattern. Introduction to a graphic design principle with some embedded videos, some still image photographic examples, and then a student task, and some instruction using the Adobe tools. And this continues with InDesign. We move forward eventually into Photoshop and Illustrator. And each module has a project, like this one, a client project, and then that is shared on the Padlet. And then wrapping up the module with a checkout that refreshes the students with the objectives. And then back to the table of contents to go to another module. Okay, this is a totally different class, totally different module, not really a class, but it's a module I put together for my colleagues to really introduce them to AI prompt. This uses button navigation and has a lot of CSS tweaking in the back end of Canvas. So the pop-up things here, the scrollable windows, tabs with colored coordinated pages, gradient backgrounds, things like that, all done in the HTML and CSS, even the accordion here as well. And then wrapping this one up with another pop-up for creating your own prompts, a rubric, an evaluation, which we can't really see here because this is the public version.